And welcome to Quasi's Bell Tower with your host, Quasi. And today we're going to learn how to make spiked barricades. So let's get to it. Okay guys, so what I'm using here is a 6x6 MDF board. So what we're going to do, or what I did, is I drew it in half down the middle, 3 inches here, 3 inches there. So we're going to have 2 of these. And I did a 1/2 inch in here to it and a 1/2 inch on both sides, so they're both in a 1/2 inch, and then I went 1 inch here and 2 inches over here, and I marked them with an X because that's where we're going to drill on both these parts. Same thing with this one. So all I'm going to do is drill a hole here and here at 35 degrees, and then I'll be right back. Okay guys, found out that 20 degrees would be better than 35. So I'm going to drill a hole that way, and then we'll have to flip this around and drill it the opposite way. Okay guys, so what I did is I went ahead and cut the 2 boards in half, and then after that I took them and if you can see this, I kind of scraped away from the edges here to angle them so they weren't just square, so they're kind of at an angle now. Okay, so what I do now is I cut these barbecue skewers, and I cut them at about just a little over 2 inches. And what we're going to do is we're just going to take one and take them all and stick them in each hole. And the hole is a 1/8, which is the same size of the barbecue skewers. Okay. Now I want to get this at a certain angle. I'm trying to hold these together. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the super glue and super glue around them to hold them in their spot. I'm just going to hold it until the super glue is dry. Okay guys, so how I'm going to do this is I had to take this one barbecue skewer out and redo this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it in the position so this bar here in the middle is even. And now I'm going to super glue this in there so it will stay at that position. Okay, now that that's glued, dried, we're set, ready to move on to the next step. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some natural polished hemp that I got from Walmart. We'll pull out a length and we'll cut it. And what we're going to do is we're going to wrap it around and tie it around this a couple times to make it look like it's been tied down with rope. Actually, you know what? I think before I do that, what I'll do is I will hot glue this stick in place so it doesn't move on us. So what I'll do, put a little glue there. A little glue there. Just so it'll hold it in place. So we'll let that dry real quick. Okay, hopefully that's dry enough. So now then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and tie this rope around it. Tie the hemp rope around it. You guys can probably hear my cat crying. Probably wants my attention. But usually when I'm doing my crafts, I have to kick her out. Or should I just get in the way? Okay, now the pain in the butt part about this hemp is you got to get it to tie around these poles, and sometimes it's just a pain in the butt. Okay guys, I don't know if you can see that, but that's what it looks like all tied up on both sides. I'll try to give you a better look at it at the end of the video, but that's all done. So now what we're gonna do is we're going to cut out some foam core. We're gonna cut it out to about 6 inches in length here and 7 that way. So let's get to that and get that out of the way. Okay guys, so we're just gonna take this piece of 6x7, set it on here, kind of center it on the foam core. We're gonna peel off the bottom and we're going to peel off the top. You don't have to peel off the bottom if you don't want to, but I'm going to. Well, you know, forget it. Maybe I won't. Who knows? But let's get to it. So then just take some PVA glue. PVA glue must be dry. Yep. There you go. Squirt it on there. Spread it out if you want. You don't have to. Try to center this the best you can. And now we gotta wait for that to dry. But while that's drying, okay, now while we're waiting for that to dry, we can go ahead and cut out our 4 inches of barbecue skewers. So I'm just going to use a pair of wire cutters. Old pair of wire cutters. I'm surprised I even cut through this. And I'm going to cut these out. I'm going to cut out at least 6 of these. Okay, so now what we're going to do while that glue's drying, we're going to do some test runs. So probably get that. No, same size. Okay. So we're going to bring these up to wherever you want. You can have them way down. Well, you don't want them way down here. You want them kind of up. So we'll put some, like right about there. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab my E6000. Now we'll definitely have to wait for this to dry now, because the E6000 takes a little while to dry. But before we do that, we'll go and cut these at about a 45-degree angle or so, just so they'll be flush with the foam core. So just take a couple of them and cut them at a 45-degree angle. Ain't got to be perfect, as long as they're at some kind of angle. We'll take this, dab some E6000 on there. Trying to keep my head out of the shot. Okay. You can put it at anywhere you want. I'm going to put it right about here with these guys. Stick this in the foam just a little bit to hold it. I'm just going to keep doing that. Spread these out so there's some space. So maybe you want to set them in there to where you want before you start gluing everything. Yeah, I see my board is moving a little bit because the glue is not dry. So that's something I'll have to come back at. Just reposition it while I'm trying to do this. I just want to make sure my spacing looks pretty good. They don't all have to be sitting at the same. You kind of want to get them about the same, but if they're off by a little, they're off by a little. No big deal. Okay, so now we're just going to grab some more E6000 and glue these in place. Okay, so after I let that all dry with the E6000 glue, I also took some PVA glue and glued along the edges here, and so this would seal there so it would stay in that one position. So when I do put more rope on here, it won't be bouncing all over the place. So basically what we're going to do for now is just take some more of the hemp string, cut out some more, and tie it around each one of these spikes here. So let's get to that and get that out of the way. Okay guys, so next what I did is I took 5 more barbecue skewers and I cut them at the length of 2 3/4. So basically you're going to do the same thing we did here, but you're just going to glue it to the board here, not to the foam board. You're going to do it to the MDF board. So we'll cut these a little bit at an angle like we did the other ones, and basically glue them, wait for them to dry, and then tie them up like we did the others. Okay, the hot glue on these sticks here, the littler ones, they're all dried out. The E6000 is not quite dry. It's still quite fresh. But we're just going to get some more hemp string here and cut out some more and just continue doing the same thing. If you want, go ahead and angle off the sides here of the foam board like I've done right here. I just went ahead and cut them out, just edged it out. Just be careful when you're doing it because the foam seems to cut or catch a lot on the blade. So hopefully you got a sharp blade and it cuts through it pretty good. Just be careful with it. So we're just going to go ahead and tie these off just like we did the other ones. Okay guys, now I have this all nice and primed up and ready to go. This is the one I have painted. This is the one I originally did. I think I'm going to leave this one alone for now. I'm not going to paint it at all. Maybe later on I will, but it won't be in the video. But so I'm just going to go ahead and paint this up, and when I return it'll be all painted up and ready. Okay guys, so I'm pretty much done painting this. It's been dry brushed. I painted the hemp rope on it, which I think next time I do this, if I make another one of these, I might just put the hemp rope on last. This is almost like the Orc Tower. I just didn't like the way it came out. I kind of like the natural look of the hemp. I don't really care for painting it. But all I'm going to do now is put some flock on this, and then I can show it to you on the table. So I'll see you then. There you guys go. Complete one spiked barricade. What do you guys think? I think it looks pretty sweet. Let's see, let me rearrange this for you guys. Try it that way. There you go, get some looks at that. Pretty sweet. So that's it, complete. And it even looks better if I can get this thing to unfocus. There we go. Now look at that. Looks pretty sweet. So there you go. Goes really well with the Orc Tower and the Orc Tent. Guys, go. One complete spiked barricade. So like always, please comment, subscribe, and like always, ring that like button like a hunchback. Until next time.